Hello everybody and welcome back to Dr. Ghost Games. And to those who are new to the channel, welcome. I am Dr. Ghost and I make content for the game World of Warships Legends. And I bring you guys the Bismarck. Now this is a tier 7 tech tree German battleship for the German Kriegsmarine. And my god is she a mighty ship. But anyways, without further ado, let's take a look at the upgrades and loadout. We have Secondary Battery Mod 2. Then we have Propulsion Mod 2, Target Acquisition Mod 1, and we have Secondary Battery Mod 3. I think that's what it is. At least we have a Damage Control Party, the standard damage control, of course. We have 5 Repair Parties, 3 Secondary Consumables, and then we have 2 Sonars. So yeah, we have an Epic Battle Booster on here for the extra range and all that stuff, and then we have the Early Adopter Flag as well, along with the Last Conquest camo, which looks very nice on the Bismarck. You can get this in the store right now, actually, so keep that in mind. But it does look very good indeed. For the survivability, we have 69,200 hit points. For the armor, we have 19 through 360 millimeters and 22% torpedo reduction. For the artillery, we got about 8 15-inch guns, each shoot out to 17.3 kilometers. And the reload is actually pretty short. It's only 26 seconds. And then we have 180 turn time, which is about 36 seconds. 180 degree turn time is about 36 seconds. So yeah, keep that in mind. And the shells, the HE shell is not that great. It's German. And then for the AP, it's pretty decent. 12,122 maximum AP shell damage. For the AA, it's okay. It's actually pretty good, but it's not like anything crazy, but it does do what it has to do. But yeah, it's pretty darn good. For the maneuverability, we have maximum speed is 31 knots, and it's okay at turning, and it's okay at, you know, speeding up and stuff like that. Concealment, not good. It's a battleship. And for the armor, that's what's special about the German battleships, and especially the Bismarck, is the armor is very good, and it has 32 millimeters of frontal armor and stern armor. And the belt armor is also very good. And as you guys can see there, the Citadel is absolutely massive, and yeah, it will get hit if you screw up, but usually at close you don't get Citadel often, but at range this thing tends to get Citadel very easily through the deck armor into the Citadel. So keep that in mind, guys, when you're at range. It's an ironclad, it has secondary reach, and superior AP damage. I guess those are all true. Let's take a look at the commander. We have Franz von Hipper and Andrew Cunningham as inspirations. We have A Good Day's Work, Porcupine, Firefighter, Master Mechanic, and for the legendary skill, we have Will to Rebuild, of course. He's a legendary 3, rank 16 captain, and yeah, I'll see you all over in the gameplay. Enjoy the video. Alrighty guys, and welcome to the video, and welcome to the gameplay. And today, we're going to be taking a look, of course, at the Bismarck, and we're going to be on Sea of Fortune. Now, I'm going to get into a little bit of history. Now, this ship, on the 27th of May, which is my birthday, if you guys don't know. Sorry if I didn't post on the 27th, but it was my birthday and I was just taking some time off doing what I wanted to do. Now, of course, we all know what happened to the Bismarck. Some of us may not know, but for you guys that don't know or may not be too familiar, the Bismarck was the pride and joy and the flagship of the whole entire German Kriegsmarine in the Second World War. Just like the Hood was the pride and joy of the British Royal Navy in the Second World War. So, we already made a video on the Hood. We're trying to do an order here. But on the 24th of May, the Bismarck managed to score a hit on the 5th salvo, scoring a magazine detonation on the Hood, which immediately sunk the ship in under 2 minutes. Around 1,300 sailors were lost, and only 3 survived, I believe. For the Bismarck, what happened eventually, a few days later, the British caught up with it. The German battleship was being shadowed by a couple light cruisers. One of them, I think, was Sheffield and Norfolk. I think it was something like that. There was some cruisers following the Bismarck, constantly reporting the position of the 2 commerce raiders, the Bismarck and the Prinz Eugen. The Prinz Eugen or the Bismarck would eventually turn out to engage the 2 cruisers, and so that way the Prinz Eugen could escape and return back to port. The Bismarck, during the Battle of the Denmark Strait between the Bismarck and the Prinz Eugen and the Hood and the Prince of Wales, during the battle, the Prince of Wales did manage to score a hit on the Bismarck in the back, where the 2 guns are, I believe, in the rear, scoring a hit on the fuel area, which eventually would cause a fuel leak. When the Bismarck did engage the 2 light cruisers, of course, fast-forwarding to to win after the Battle of Denmark Strait. The Bismarck did manage to scare off the 2 light cruisers, I believe, and she then veered off and started to do her thing and start sailing on. Eventually, what happened though is the captain, which was Gunther Lutyens, of course, he ordered the Bismarck to break a radio silence and report back to the Admiralty and stuff. I don't remember exactly what they said. We did get our gun knocked out there, but which he thought that nobody else was chasing him, and the British were actually in full alert, and they were trying to look for the Bismarck and breaking. And at the time, he did not know that the Bismarck was actually not even spotted. They didn't even know where the Bismarck was until he broke radio silence. He thought that the British knew where he was already, so he's like, screw it, I'm going to break radio silence, and yeah, he eventually did, which ultimately gave the position to the British where the Bismarck was, and they all converged on the location, and eventually one of the carriers would send out a squadron of torpedo bombers, which were only swordfish torpedo bombers, and yeah, eventually what would happen is the torpedo bombers did manage to only score one very lucky hit on the rear of the Bismarck, knocking out her rudder, making it to where the Bismarck basically was stuck in a turn and would basically be stuck dead in the water for the British to all converge on her. Eventually what happened, fast forwarding a bit later, on the 27th of May in the morning, the Bismarck was eventually sunk, and there was some word that she was scuttled as well by the Germans, but she still didn't sink, and eventually the admiral of the British fleet ordered one of the ships to go up and torp the Bismarck, which eventually sent her to the bottom of the ocean with 2,400 sailors, I believe, that lost their lives on this legendary battleship. And now, sorry for the first few minutes of the game, we're already at 41,000 damage, and we are going to town. As you guys can see, we're keeping our nose angled to the 3 targets ahead, and we are shooting off to the right. I believe we already did kill that ship. But as you guys can see now, we are in the heat of battle. We are taking hit after hit after hit. Our guns are getting knocked out, and there's not much we can do about this, but we're going to pull it out. And we're gonna show these guys who's boss. We fire our 1 front turret at the Iowa, scoring a Citadel on the Iowa, of course, bringing our damage up to 60,000 damage. And we're not done yet. We're going to keep on firing. We're going to keep the fire up, and we're going to keep showing these allies who's boss. And the Bismarck is no joke. Notice that we're keeping an angle. We're trying to go bow on. We're not giving up too much broadside to anybody. So that way we can litigate as much damage as possible. Now, if these guys had HE loaded, this could have been a much different story. But luckily for us, they are not they're not loading HE. And they're giving us a big opportunity here to just keep it up. Now, we're going to back up a bit. We don't want to be way too aggressive, but we're going to back up a bit, keep our range, and keep firing our secondaries off, and our ship's going to do what it has to do. And yeah, we're just going to keep this up, and as you guys can see, we're almost at 70,000 damage, and our secondaries are setting fires, they're getting hits, and they're just going to town. They're having a good old time on the Bismarck here. Now we're taking a look at this Odin here, because he has a very good shot on us, and he could get broadside shots into our superstructure, and we're not having it, so we're firing off at him. We're barely doing any damage because he's angling. Good for him. We're trying to hit some superstructure, though. And as you guys can see, we have another Bismarck with us, and we have a Vanguard pushing with us. So we got the whole team. So, I'm like, screw it. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's all push together, and let's take down these guys as one big old team. Now, we're trying to sit in the cap here to cap the base to get us some points, and we're about to cap it in 1 second, and there we go. We get an insisted capture. And yeah, we're already at 85,000 damage, 86 now. We're just constantly getting more damage. Our secondaries are hitting, they're setting fires, they're doing everything that I want them to do. And it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. Now, we're going to keep on selling forwards. We're never going to stop. And we're still, notice that we're still at 50,000 hit points. And see, when a battleship can actually get into a good spot like this, to where there's no HE spammers, there's nothing, it's actually enjoyable, it's fun. And I'll just say this, my only criticism I have right now for this game, okay, is the HE spammers. There needs to be something done about these HE spammers. Now, I'm not going to get too much into it. We do take down the Iowa. We get a Citadel on them, bringing our damage with 92,000. But HE spammers, I don't care what anybody says, they are borderline overpowered, and what I think, my opinion on the HE spammers is they need to decrease the fire chance on them from half. They need to just decrease them, cut it in half completely. because it is completely broken how HE spammers can just dominate the battlefield, sit at range, basically have no skill, and get damage for free, basically, without even trying for it. Now, I'm going to stop talking about it now, but we're going to focus on the gameplay. But as you guys can see, we're almost at 100,000 damage, and we're at 96,522 damage, and we're just going to town. We are showing these guys who's boss. Nobody shall mess with the Bismarck. And keep in mind, it's been rough to get a match in this, but you know what? I hopped on one day, on my birthday, I think it was, actually. I hopped on just to play for a minute. We were going to take some torpedoes, unfortunately. And yeah, we almost died there, but fortunately we got lucky. But I got a very good game recorded on this, and this was an awesome match. I actually almost didn't record it. But yeah, we're going to take a shot at this Odin. This should kill him, and it doesn't, because troll shots, that's why. But anyway, we're just sailing forwards. We got our whole fleet with us. We got the Bismarck. We got everybody pushing. Actually, I think the Bismarck is dead, or he's not dead. I think he's just doing his own thing. We have a Vanguard with us, and I think we have a Destroyer as well pushing along with us. And we're just going to keep on sailing forwards, showing them the might of this powerful battleship. And if you guys don't know that the camo that I have on, it was actually the camo that was used in the actual Battle of the Denmark Strait. It was the last camo ever used. And look what we do to this Edinburgh. Ready? Pow! Bye-bye, Edinburgh. Back to port you go. We get a devastating strike. Very, very lucky shot, bringing our damage up to 124,000 damage. We're going to take some torpedoes, but it doesn't matter. We got our damage control back, and we're going to put out that flooding, and we're going to repair our rudder. And we got to wait for our heal to get back or whatever, but luckily we are also in Will to Rebuild range, so we're going to keep getting our health. And we do Citadel the crap out of that Myoko there, bringing our damage up to 150,000. We're not stopping here, folks. We're going to keep on showing these guys what's up and show them who is the powerhouse and who's the boss. Now, the reason why I've been alive this long is because of my survivability build. If I had just like a range build or a dispersion build, I probably would have been dead when I got torped earlier. But yeah, keep that in mind. Now we have the Bismarck here. He's selling out, and we do manage to get a Confederate, and we're at 155,000 damage. And we're just firing off our bat guns at this Bismarck, see what we can do about it. And yeah, we do get a very decent hit there. We get a couple penetrations, and he gets one penetration on us, I think, on overpen. We fire our front guns off. We're at 160,000 damage. And look at that dispersion! Beautiful, but we get nothing out of it. Absolutely nothing. And yeah, our damage up to 171,000. We're nose into this Bismarck. We're trying to chase him down. And yeah, there's not much long left for him. So yeah. But anyway, the match is coming to an end, and we're at 171,000. We're firing off our front guns again. We're trying to keep an angle, because all he needs is a couple penetrations, and we're dead, just like that. See how much damage he did while I was angled there? He got superstructure damage, which is extremely deadly. Notice our secondaries are reaching out very, very far, and that's what I love about the Bismarck. And we do fire off our bat guns. We get one hit, not doing much damage at all. And we are about to fire off our front guns again. And yeah, it's beautiful, this ship. It's a good ship when it wants to be. As long as it's not getting focused down, it's an excellent ship. And I will say it. I do like the Bismarck in these kind of situations when you got wood rebuild, you got all your heals going, you don't got to worry about torpedoes or HE. It's just you brawling with other battleships. This ship excels in it, okay? And that's what the ship's very good at. Now we're about to fire off our front guns again. The Bismarck is very, very low. Can we finish the Bismarck in this shot? Can we do it? It looks decent. No, unfortunately, we do not finish the Bismarck. We have another chance. We have our back guns about to reload it, and we fire them off. Can we secure the kill of the Bismarck? No, we cannot. It's alright, though. Luckily, he's dead, and that's all we have to worry about. And we're going to win this match, as you guys can see. There's no way a destroyer is going to clutch it. It's a Fletcher, I believe, that is left, and he is not long for this world. We are at 175,000 damage. Can we kill that Fletcher? Who knows? We'll have to see. But not long left for this match. The match is almost over. We're at 175,000 damage, and we're going to see if we can yoink this kill of the Fletcher. So we're turning in. We can see him. He's barely in our range. And people always say, you can't hit stuff at 17 kilometers in a Bismarck. It's too difficult. Keep in mind, I'm not even really a dispersion build. We'll see what we can do. Are we going to get lucky, or are we not going to get lucky? That's the question here. We turn all of our guns to bear on that Fletcher. And we're just waiting here. And as you guys could see, the might of this ship, it's a beautiful looking ship. And we're just sailing, and we do see the Fletcher. We fire up a full salvo on the Fletcher. Can we get the luck? Can we get the kill? Can we do it? Come on. There we go. We get the Fletcher, ending the game off for our team, and we do manage to pull out the win. Now, battle ended, of course. We finished the game off at 176,546 damage. Of course, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you guys did, don't forget to punch the like button, subscribe, comment down below if you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, stay healthy.